So what's going on? Looks like we have some news coming out of Tuscaloosa. Multiple news outlets are reporting it, ESPN, some other people reporting that Tyler Buchner, the transfer from Notre Dame, will get the start tomorrow when they go down to play South Florida. Alabama taking on South Florida tomorrow. I think it's around 2:30 kickoff, wanting to say. And we'll talk about what happened when Jalen Milroe, who started the first two games, and some other quarterbacks on the roster as well. And there might be some other moves at Alabama, not just besides the quarterback. If you saw the offensive line, defensive line play, might be some changes up there too. But we'll get back to the quarterbacks here. Tyler Buchner coming down from Notre Dame, had some injuries, threw some picks here and there. Overall, seems to be the next one in line to kind of get an opportunity. Saban's always preaching about if you want to keep your starting spot, play well. Milroe played well first game, granted, against Middle Tennessee State University was the first game. Then against Texas, it kind of really come to fruition. It did not look very comfortable in the pocket. The two interceptions were bad, and I mean bad. When you look at the tape, you kind of see the whole 22, if you will, on what actually happened there. So, Milroe is taking the snaps, and as a quarterback, you kind of have your head on a swivel, reading the whole field. Instead, Milroe drops back on the first one. He is eyeballing his first receiver. Easy for the defense to adjust and come away with that pick. Second one, same thing. Drop back, eyeballs a receiver. There it is. The second one, I believe, was a max protection. Had multiple people protecting him there. Plenty of time to throw. You had one receiver wide, one receiver to the boundary. The receiver to the boundary was the one that was in the one-on-one. And the other side was completely kind of covered up with the rest of the part of the back end of the secondary. So if Milroe would have kind of turned his head and saw the whole field, his one-on-one matchup, he had nothing but green grass toward the middle. That safety had already been in the middle of the field. So the throw could have been made, but just his inability to kind of see that at this point in time. I'm not saying he can't develop that in the future, but at that point in time, he did not see that. And you got to see that, make those big plays, because those two turnovers led to 10 points. You're talking about a 34-24 game. So it could be a little bit different story. You never know. But the whole game, we can talk about that at another point in time, but quarterback play. And the other interception was not very good as well. Turned his head, eyeballed it down, did not see the cornerback drop back in from that coverage. Had his tight end coming across the middle with a step or two on the person covering them. Could have hit that ball there. I do believe both of them were on first down too, and that's what they call drive killers, along with penalties and everything else. So I think all in all, when they looked at that film, they realized there's a lot more work to be done with Jalen Milroe. Tyler Buchner is probably going to be a little bit better at seeing the field at this point in time, a little more developed as a quarterback. I think that's why they're going to give him a shot. He can run, though not as fast as Milroe. The guy can run. He had a couple of scoring touchdowns last year. Think back to that bowl game against South Carolina. He did have a couple of picks, but he did score, I think, three touchdowns, maybe ran for a couple more. So he does have some versatility, and we'll see what he can do if indeed these reports are true and he's going to lead the offense. The other guy you kind of got to talk about is Ty Simpson, the former five-star guy, son of a coach, supposed to have all types of ability. Maybe he's the next one in line in tomorrow's game just to kind of see what everybody has. And then if Saban has to make another call after that, you got to do it quick. You got Ole Miss coming up, conference play. And Ole Miss has got a whole another laundry list of problems with that lawsuit that came out. If you happen to read that or see that, like what you're hearing so far, guys, please hit like, comment, and subscribe. Help us out here on the Coaches Depot. But if you want to comment below thinking, should there be a change made or maybe not, your opinion is always valued here as we kind of like to see the whole picture. So back to Buchner there. Like I said, good athlete, can run it, can throw it. Maybe doesn't have the deep ball accuracy, but he will, uncurl one out. I think I saw some highlights the other day from that Notre Dame South Carolina bowl game where he hit a deep crosser there. So we'll see. If he can stay healthy, that's one thing. He does have some injury issues that plagued him a little bit better early on, dare I say. But, you got Buchner, you got Simpson back there, and Milroe still there too. So they can afford to kind of, mix and match if they have to. I don't really see Saban going with a two quarterback system. I just don't think that's in his DNA to do that. I think he wants a guy to win the team, play, and just lead the way. I don't think it's one of those Tebow, Chris Leak situations where Chris Leak get him down the field. Tebow does short yardage. Tebow runs it in, because I don't think Jalen Milroe is that type of runner. Jalen Milroe is more of the get to the outside, use his speed type guy. Tebow is just pure power running into a wall there, trying to knock somebody over and letting his strength and will kind of get him into the end zone. So I think you'll see that tomorrow in the game as far as Buchner getting the start. Simpson maybe is the next guy up, and then maybe Jalen behind him, or they could split those two, just depending on the day goes. Bama's I think a 30-point pick, so they should hypothetically be able to kind of experiment a little bit, you would think, but you never know. Supposed to be some rain in the forecast, so it could turn into a ground and pound game. I do think Alabama probably might need to make some switches on the offensive line. If not, just try to work some more with some of those guys and get some of those younger running backs some touches. They have some explosive younger running backs that they probably need to get on the field. Rodale Williams, number 5, he's a more of a power guy, but the couple guys behind him really can move, explode. So I'd like to see those guys get some more carries for them, get some more opportunities. So you never know. But as far as Tyler Buchner, we'll see what he's got. He'll be on display against South Florida tomorrow. So like I said, guys, please like, subscribe,